Ooh. That's muted. I think that's on. I think that's on, girls. Yo, it's your boy, Seafoam Soldier. Back for another one. How are y'all doing? And today, I've got with me
The floppy Bob.
How does I still get you? It's every week, almost fucking years.
No, it wasn't that. It was the really loud chest clearing.
Oh yeah.
Followed by like yo. Like
You gotta be ready for it. Hey Kurt.
Kurt is early.
Although no,
We love an early homosexual.
Although we were just late by like half an hour. To be fair,
We had to stop and get our iced coffee.
Exactly. That's very important to us.
Thank you.
Yeah. How you doing, Kurt? What's going on? Are you watching the season? Do you watch the episode? You did because you commented on the other one, didn't you? Have you up to date? So yeah, if so, let us know your thoughts as we go. Although I think with the season generally it's just more chilled, isn't it? There's no like
I love this
extreme drama or tea to spill.
Which I'm so happy about. I mean, I know I said it last time, and I know that if there was a bit of drama, I would probably be like, "Ooh, what's this going on?"
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do love, like we were sort of saying a bit in the challenge. Well, I was just annoying Grant by constantly saying it during the challenge. Of like, I loved that there was a whole thing of like, typically in a scene, you know, the acting challenge, you'd have heard like, I love this kind of coming for Grant in there. He does look dapper.
Thanks. Literally old t-shirts and joggers.
Yeah, you pull it off. It's very you.
Thank you.
But I like that normally in a challenge like this, with like a top 8 in a regular season, you'd have like a rattlesnake noise, and then you'd have like somebody, you know, like Jinx's ear falling off, and then being like, "Oh, girl, your ear fell off, bitch! Like you're going down, bitch!" Like, you know, and I really liked that it was just like Jinx had the chance to recover from that, and for that to be a really big, funny moment without everybody having to comment on it in the. Like in confessions.
I think what you're saying is 100% right, but I think that would be funny, like regardless. I
That's
think because it is Jinx, she killed the whole way through.
Yeah,
you can't really edit her to be bad at anything. I've got to strike back on. Thank you. So yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Though it is nice to see like everyone sort of being put on, being shown in the best light for sure. But that being said, I still think it's okay for us to talk about people we thought were weaker than others potentially. And also, I want to say, you know, I'm like brutally honest in terms of like my own opinions. I'm not saying they're right. I'm just saying like they're obviously my opinions. But you know, if I did think anyone was shit, I'd still say it doesn't matter. That, like they're all talented people, and you know that goes without saying every episode. But spoiler alert. I thought they were all great. I thought everything did really well. So it doesn't even have to happen in the stream anyway. Exactly.
In the words of Monique Hart, cut.
Yeah, exactly. See you later,
Finished.
everyone.
Yeah.
So I guess just should we dive straight into the challenge? Was there anything that happened beforehand of interest?
Not particularly.
I think so.
There's a little bit of chat about the plunger-y stuff, and now that they're kind of talking about there being a twist next episode, part of me does wonder if there's actually a genuine reason why they're keeping the plunger people back. Even if I don't know if that's just to create drama with them re-entering or whatever.
It does seem strange, doesn't it?
Yeah, but we'll see. It's never simple on a. I just hope there isn't a twist that like fucks everything up, because you know sometimes.
Well, the things I'm hearing quite a lot from Race Chaser that they're all just like, I think for them to agree to be on it, there was loads of sort of like you know, I don't think they're fucking over basically.
Yeah.
And also, like, I know they've given loads of allowances, so like I think they're all smoking weed and like they're able to like drink and chill out and hang out and stuff. It's nowhere near as intense as standard season. So I think generally it's like a pretty chilled vibe. I don't think there's going to be like a normal All Stars insane twist. Maybe there might be some sort of twist because they're kind of All Stars is known for a twist, but I don't think it'll be anything that'd fuck them over. So
okay, good.
I'm guessing like a plunger where it'd be like, oh, this is so dramatic, but actually it's not dramatic at all.
Yeah.
Like that kind of twist, personally.
Yeah, like not like a sort of Mario Party style thing where someone like steals a star, and then like last minute, like I don't know, somebody at the top just gets like all their stuff, all of the
reverse stuff.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
R.I.P. Waluigi.
Still cut steep. So yeah, should go through. I'll say another thing. They chose teams, but again, there's no real drama there, was there?
No, and again, that's what I quite like, because also I think typically, you know, like if you look at just like the last season that's gone, like season 14, that whole. What?
I won't do it.
No, I refuse. That whole thing with Lady Camden and Bosco about like fighting to have that role.
And
I like that because they're in a team for this, that's automatically taken out because they're like, even if they think I'd shine at this, they're like, we also don't want our team to be shit. So cool, you do this, I'll take this other role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. So yes, I guess we'll just go into the actual challenge, right? And just go through everyone in one by one. There's only 8 of them, so let's do it. So Jinx, what are your thoughts on Jinx?
Oh, just so much fun! Like such a well-realized character, and I was worried at first that the character was gonna feel too small, just because but Jinx can't really play a small role, right? But like, I was worried
What are you
that
saying?
you know what I said what I said. No, I was kind of worried that she would sort of there'd be a risk of like a more bombastic role coming in and stealing it. But she was so clever, and I think you could feel that as a team they were really prepared with like lots of pig-related puns. So there were just like all these kind of constant things where they would roll them out, like Evie talking about like I don't want no pig in a blanket. And it's like all these little things of like actually just it's gold.
Yes,
it was just so much fun. Like I was cackling for so much. It was just like so many stupid bloody moments of like Jinx's whole thing around like being just like so over it and being like, oh my god, this is like not happening. Could have been such a basic character, and she really like kept it going. And so I mean, it's
I think she had like multiple aspects to her character. Right?
Yes,
like it wasn't just her being ditzy. Like she also had like the OnlyFans stuff.
Yeah,
she also had like. She had like a few different aspects to her character, which kept it interesting.
Yeah, so like to the extent where you kind of got the idea that she was quite shallow and vacuous, but also there was like a business mind going on and like trying to like a bit of self-preservation, but also just like horny pig and like just like all this other stuff. And so I was just like, I mean, I just love this cast generally. And even the queens who, even the queens who at the beginning I was like, okay, intrigued to see what they're doing. I'm like, no, they're still giving it and being really fun. So I'm loving it. And Jinx was just particularly fun. Are we just doing challenge, not runway for now?
Yeah, just challenge. Afterwards.
And then her reaction to the ear falling off, I just thought was brilliant. Like just suddenly going like, sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was so funny. That was
so
really good.
Fucking stupid. It's so clever.
Okay, I didn't notice. But I even they showed it again in the recap, but like the courtroom door, like I just felt like you can tell it's kind of just off the cuff, and like she's very very quick, and it was very funny, and I very much enjoyed watching her. And so it was Jada next, wasn't it?
Yes.
Thoughts on Jada?
I thought she also did really well because to keep up with Jinx. To keep up with Jinx, like as her sister, and like be able to be like both riff off her and play off her, but also establish yourself as your own character. I thought it was going to be quite challenging because Jinx is so good. But I think partly that was like Jinx leaving that door open to kind of make that happen. Like she didn't jump in and take that away from Jada, but also Jada I think really rose to it. Like she like I like that she took even just she walks in, she whips her hair and hits Jinx with it. Like just little touches of just like. Of the two sisters, you're like, actually, that's also really believable. Like, you've got like Jinx is this sort of like prissy kind of whatever, and then you've also got this other sister who's like trying to be a little bit bougier, a little bit more like that, all that kind of stuff. Grant's just
keep going.
But I thought that was really clever and really fun, and so I'm so glad that like everybody else was able to keep up. I'm really glad for Jada. I think she really did herself proud.
So I just see if there's a way to automatically show comments on the screen. I think about it last week, but I don't think there is. Kind of annoying. I think it's like click on them to show them on, which I can't do over it. Good point. Jada did do one in the season 12 improv.
That's true.
I felt like Jada was more of a foil to Jinx though. Like Jinx, Jada did well, but Jinx was sort of shining in. Jada sort of played into that quite well. Yeah, I felt.
But I think it worked there because they were sisters. I think
exactly.
It wasn't like if they'd been like, like meant to be opposites as characters. I think Jada would have really struggled because she would have had to really do it. But Jada really, really showed herself well, and I think that was really fun.
I agree. And then so we had Evie next, right?
Yes. And although it's kind of a similar character, I guess, to her Snatch game in some small way, I also think like. Evie was just having a lot of fun. Like it reminded me of all the stuff I really like about Evie, like her ability to be quite twisted and like offbeat, but also just like it was just really consistent. I think from Evie, like it wasn't like, oh, I made a joke and now I'm just going to be ooky spooky weird over here. Like it was just sort of like
very much you.
Nice me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think yeah, she was really really fun.
Who's Mitchell? Well, that's what we said. Michelle looked great as well when she first appeared on screen.
Michelle.
It was a fun little Twisted Trinity wearing the same thing as well.
That was really cool.
No, I thought Evie was great. I thought Evie was really good. I agree, like similar character to Snatch Game, which she does the character well, and it's a smart drag race thing to do. If someone, especially if Rue's like you know, I'm into your character, then do that character again, right? And like she did it better, and she had more confidence with it. I felt. I don't know, like it was just again similar to Jinx. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, really fun.
An incredibly good dynamic. Like she was a good because she acted so differently to everyone else. Again, she was a very good foil to everyone.
Yes. Yeah, I really like that she didn't go like too like over the top.
Yeah.
Because I think it really allowed that scene to breathe. And obviously because you've got like 3 pigs and 1 wolf, like she stood out both visually and sort of like in what she was doing as a wolf.
Yeah.
But also it wasn't like, I'm a wolf things, wolf. Like, it was just like, it was quite subtle and quite underplayed.
That was another nice thing about this improv challenge compared to other ones. And it might be to do with being all-star season, there's less competition. But people weren't jumping in over each other. Like, it just all flowed quite naturally. It wasn't awkward or like, it wasn't like milk, exactly. It wasn't milk energy.
Yeah, and they all had kind of levels, right? Like they all escalated when it needed,
exactly.
Came back down. The little exit interview with Rue, I thought was really fun, not only because of the little stupid thing the really funny thing that Jinx said, but like also like that felt like a really natural arc for their characters. Like they could have come down a bit. They're a bit pissed off, a bit confused, but actually that's how they would react. It was really believable.
No, I completely agree. My brain's just gone completely blank. I told you, I'm like, oh, that's a really great thing to say. I've totally forgotten what it was now.
Okay.
I know. This wasn't. I don't know if this was one, but like I thought, as Evie said in the workroom, like it was really nice working with such professionals. But like that goes. I think that's kind of like what we were saying previously about like the way it all sort of flowed naturally and they all riffed off of each other. And again, like it especially for like Snatch Games and other sort of improv challenges, can be so awkward and like when they're not doing that. So it is really nice to see when they're doing that. And it ends up being like a more fun time for the viewers as well, right? So it's nice.
And I think exactly like you said, because none of them were like trying to elbow each other out of the way to avoid being the bottom.
Yeah.
You don't get those weird, awkward moments in quite the same way. Which I really enjoyed.
I think they're all just sort of like having the main areas and all to have fun generally. I think they do want to win, but like it's not like a normal season or an all-star season where it's like, it's all about the winning. I think there must be like, it's about showcasing our talent. We're all in this for the same reason.
Exactly.
And it's nice to see that. I also think you're right. I don't think, everyone will ever kill Roger again.
Vroom, was it? Yeah.
So and then we have Monet as well.
Monet. I thought, she's really fun. I agree with what Ross said about her entrance. Like, she came in and changed the energy of the room in a really good way. Like, came in being like, well, everyone else was a little bit like, oh no, we've got a slight issue. She came in and was like, this is the issue, rah, and I really liked that. I thought Monet was just really funny, really like added to that scene, and it was kind of weirdly believable. It was sort of like how you'd almost want the third sister to be, right? You've got like a little stuck-up one.
Yeah.
You've got like the sort of bougie one, and then you've got this other one, like this other sister who's just over the other two, but is like loves them dearly, but is also like
actually made like an interesting plot.
Yeah.
Right? Like obviously it was ridiculous, but like it added a good extra element to the plot. Also, Kurt, I mean, I'm very happy for you as well. Despite the read, mainly you being loved made me happy for you, so you've got away with it. So I do think I think it's so difficult with Monet. So I was thinking about this watching it. I was thinking about like talking like how I want to talk about it in the stream because like I felt like Monet was kind of overhyped in her season. Then like since her season, I've really fallen in love with her. I think she's really like blossomed and come into her own and has done some really great work in where she's sort of been situated in terms of mainly hosting. And I think she's done some great things on this season. It's been really fun. She's very, very likable generally.
Mm.
I really rate her a lot. I'd love to see her. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, I've got a lot of positive things to say about her. But the main thing she is sort of known for is like comedy and improv.
Yes.
And she was weaker in the second half of the Snatch game. And one of the weaker ones during this vlog. And she was still pretty good. She has some funny bits, like where she just like snorted for yes, for example. That was really funny. That's one of my favorite bits. But like for the rest of it, like not as sort of, she wasn't a front runner, you know?
Yeah.
And I think, as I say in other streams, like for me, if like a queen sort of like not pigeonholes, I mean, most queens sort of like have the main thing they're known for.
Yeah.
And it's kind of is Monet's thing. And it's kind of a bit like, well, if that is your thing, you better be good at it. You know, you're like the best of the best. And again, it's not that she's bad. It's just...
Yeah, no, I get that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I agree in that, like, I can't really remember any like big standout moments from her necessarily.
Exactly.
But
apart from the snorting for yes.
Yeah. But then I think she also, like, there was nothing where you're like, oh God, what's she doing? You know, I thought it was really nice. I think it tied the scene together quite nicely. It was a good balance of levels from the four of them, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. And Kurt, I'm proud of you. Good job. So I suppose should we talk about what team we thought was stronger? We should probably go for the second team first, shouldn't we? Cool. Okay. So, but actually, no. First of all, we should say like what we thought of the first team's performance generally.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun watching that. I really enjoyed it, and I think I just like, it's so stupid, and so like, you know, all the like opening graphics of like the show, like so cheesy and like 80s,
and the courtroom full of stuffed animals.
It's so stupid, but like so camp in a really great way, and I was like, okay, I'm good, I'm sold on this.
No, totally. So second group. So who was out first?
Shay.
Yes.
Shay came in first, and I think I agree with the judges in that it is quite a difficult role because you have to sort of play it a little bit small. In that, you know, she was very kind of staccato and here's my point, and you know, like very prim and proper kind of woman, and that does make it a little bit difficult to like then later stand out. But I thought actually really set it up well. And again, in terms of what we were saying with the other team with levels, like that was a really good, like that automatically you had her at this sort of quieter, more composed level versus who else was in the scene with her at the beginning? Vivian,
Vivian, of course,
And because Vivian was so like out there and wild, it made a lot of sense to have Shay as this sort of softer kind of thing.
But again, a similar thing to Monet, although you're not the part where Shane's known for comedy. It's not sort of her main thing, but she has been very, very funny in past challenges. And this season so far, she hasn't really been.
Yeah, I did think she sort of drifted into the background a bit, like halfway through this scene.
Yeah.
And again, partly because it was a slightly quieter character, perhaps. But I think there would have been a good opportunity for her to like freak out and lose it, and for like that Karen energy to like explode.
Yes. Yeah. My view is I don't personally think Shay is fake. I think more calculated, like you said afterwards. Like I think she is probably out of everyone. Monet seems like she's most in the competition, like to win it, and now I don't think she really is. I think it's more just like she's having fun with it. Whereas Shay, I think, generally is taking it the most seriously out of everyone. I think.
Trinity maybe as well.
But Trinity's having more fun than Shay. Shay seems like taking it more seriously to me from what I'm seeing. I think that's like what I'm getting from Shay personally. I think she's being genuine. I think she's just very like, I don't even know competitive is the right word. I just think she just takes her craft very, very seriously.
Yeah, which I really respect about her.
But yeah, I thought again, like Shay was good. Nothing negative to say about her performance. Really, just didn't stand out to me. It wasn't one of the more interesting ones. I guess we'll talk about Vivian then, right? Because she was in it throughout.
And she just like, I like that when they were doing the reading, she was like, okay, this is how I see this character. And then just like nailed it and went further beyond. Because I think the Vivian was so clever with it to just keep amping up the absurdity of this character.
Like mixing a little bit of DID in there kind of thing.
Yeah. Because the idea that this character is a compulsive liar, and like the Vivian said, right, like that gives so much scope to just go all in and just be like, oh, I can change energy of this character quite quickly.
Yeah.
And obviously impressive that she can do those accents. But even if she couldn't do those accents, I think she would have found a way to hit those levels, right? To suddenly be like, but I'm just a shy little girl, or then be like really like bolshy.
Yeah.
And so I really liked that about her. And I just think, I mean, she nailed it. I think it was so composed and so clever. Like there were moments where you could see she was almost like breaking character to laugh a little bit, and kind of be like, I'm yes, I'm Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah. That's sort of more fun when they do that.
Yeah,
I like it.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I really loved about it. And like Michelle was having a great time with it. Like there was a lot of bouncing off Michelle, which they did a bit in the first. The first group did a bit with Michelle, but I think this group felt like it bounced off Michelle.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah,
in a really clever way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. And I think it added a really good level, just that comparison to Shay, who was a bit more kind of composed and like neurotic and frantic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Vivian was very good. I think like she's not. I think just generally she's just not like the sort of drag queen for me.
Fair. Yeah.
You know, like the sort of humor in that generally. Like again, she was good. She was funny, but she personally she wasn't one of the ones I found most entertaining.
Yeah.
I think she was probably showed the most talent, and so I think she deserved to win for that. But like, for me personally, I didn't laugh as much at her as I did some of the others. So
fair.
I don't know. But yeah, I thought she was very good. So then Raja came in next.
I was a bit worried for Raja at first, and just because I thought like maybe she'd fade a bit, and then I just really enjoyed how she just kept on adding sort of stupid layers to that character. Of sort of just like, oh, here's another detail that I'm just chucking in. Yes. And again, it kind of kept building the story. Like, as much as she seems like a background character in this group, I think she probably kept the story moving. Because she'd just be like, oh, it was in this place. Or like, oh, but what's happening over here? You know, she'd just kind of be the kind of, a little bit of a storyteller almost in the background. And I really enjoyed that about Raja. And like, she's just, I'd completely forgotten, like as much as I really loved season 3 and I really enjoyed Raja on season 3, I think I'd forgotten just how funny and charming she is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And this has been such a fun joy in this episode of this season of just like seeing Raja just be able to be goofy and stupid and really funny and really clever. Like she kept on just like, her little details that she added, and like even just the kind of commitment to the physical hunch and the slow walk.
Yes,
like it was a really considered and rounded character. I was very, really, really impressed.
Yeah, I was impressed as well. I think with Raja, she knows, like she said from previous improv challenges, like that's not what she's confident with. She is confident with looks and fashion and that kind of stuff, but she's less confident with improv and that kind of stuff. So I appreciate the way she goes into the challenges and the way she sort of takes the bull by the horns kind of thing. And has fun with it. I do. I really do. Yeah. Straight for the horns every time.
Michelle's horns.
Exactly. Yeah. Hell yeah. So yeah, no, I thought she was good. And then finally Trinity.
Oh, I mean, it was so like, sort of saying earlier about Monet not necessarily having enough moments that I directly remember afterwards. I have so many little Trinity-isms that I remember from this. Like just the little like, her sort of saying that she's flustered or whatever it was, and then doing a little twirl. I'm like, this is so stupid, and I love it. Like, it's such a camp, overplayed, hammy character in the best possible way. Like, so stupid, and like, I think there could have been a case for Trinity being one of the top.
That's what I was going to say. You say exactly what I was going to say. I personally think I would have had the top as who was it? Jinx and Trinity for sure. I thought Trinity was really, really funny. I thought like her banter with Michelle was proper funny. Like she was just very funny. She had sort of the least sort of screen focus time of anyone, but the most consistent level of funny. I thought so. And I thought that's kind of like the most, like the best way you can show skill in that.
Yeah, because she came in relatively late into the scene, right?
Yeah, she was the last one in the scene.
Yeah. But I mean, like even then, like I feel like in the other scene, people who came in quite late had a bit of ground to run through, and like Trinity instantly was like, right, I've arrived here are my funny bits. Here's this.
Do you want to see my funny bits?
Always babes.
Thanks, appreciate it.
You keep them to yourself for now, we'll do it later. Okay, just YouTube terms of service.
Okay, so so who would you say would have top for you then? Would you agree? Or?
I do think Vivian. I think Vivian makes a lot of sense being in that top. I mean,
also, like, sorry to interrupt you, but the way, like, they obviously the narrative of the show, they were gearing her up to being in the top. They kind of done all of that. They showed her talking about like how she thought it was her week, how she all the other contestants saying she deserves to be in the top. So it's obvious she was going to be in the top. I wasn't like, who's going to, you know what I mean? But
the hand of the editing around it was But I mean, I think there could have been a case for Trinity to get there. I wouldn't have minded. I mean, like, I wouldn't have minded Raja up there. I think it'd have been a harder case because I think Trinity and Vivian both, I think, just outdid her, but still, like, I think she did a really good job. So yeah, I think it was just fun. It was good. I think it's probably the right top 2, but like I wouldn't have minded Trinity being in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Or Rush, really. But...
So back to my previous question: and which team did you enjoy more / thought did better?
Ooh. Oh, that's different. Probably the second. The first, I had loads of little moments that I found really charming and really funny. I know it's hard actually because I did laugh quite a lot at both of them. I think I had more like memorable, funny moments from the second group.
You know why I thought I preferred the first is because the key characters both were Jinx and the Vivian, and I just thought Jinx was funnier and more entertaining. So because of that, I enjoyed the first set more.
That's good. I didn't
personally.
Yeah, I did not enjoy any of them, so that's good. That was very like Violet. Like I'm not a dancer.
Yes.
Answer right there.
Yeah. I stand with you. I think people used to that.
But yeah, no, I think I think they were just both so good, and just really great. Some good drag excellence going on there.
Thank you. So moving on to Runways.
Yes.
Cool. So okay, do you remember the order?
Jada was first.
Yes.
I loved this. I thought it was incredible. I think my only thing being like I just wanted her to put finish the black paint on the back of her neck.
You almost threw up when you saw that, didn't you?
I did. I just all over myself.
You did. You weren't happy about that at all.
No, I've had to change clothes several times.
Clear. No, I thought it was really cool, but I didn't really like the hair because I feel like the way the two types of hair mesh together, like they didn't mesh together. There's a very obvious difference between like what Jeffrey said was the afro. I don't know if it was meant to be an afro or not. I don't know if it was, but the hair that was underneath, it didn't look like it connected. And I thought,
I agree.
It was all just like
because it was like it was like although they're both black, that was like sparkly, right? The hair thing, and then her real hair isn't that sparkly. So like there was a little bit of that, but yeah, I mean overall, I just love the concept of it, and I really liked it because Jada, in her season, like I thought she looked really beautiful, but the thing sometimes for me was like her looks were quite like pageanty, and and so I'm really enjoying this Jada as well of like her just kind of going more conceptual and like being a bit more out there and a bit more daring. And I was like, yes, this is what I really wanted to see from Jada. I think she's really doing herself proud on this season. I think like. Because like, even though at the moment, I don't know. I currently don't see her being top 4.
No,
not because of like a lack of talent, just because I think it's a tough field.
Yeah.
But like, I don't. If she doesn't make the top 4, I can't see her going home and feeling sad about that.
No, absolutely not. Who's next?
Was it maybe Jinx?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I mean, if you took the spikes off, I'm not sure how much I'd like the dress necessarily, but like I did really like the look of it, and I liked that the spikes kind of almost glistened, like the porcupine spikes.
I didn't really notice that. Okay.
But yeah, I really, I thought that was a very, like they kind of said, I realize it sounds like a bit of a backhanded compliment when they keep on saying like, you know, that's exactly what Jinx would do. Like, that's a very Jinx look.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, everyone else like high fashion and whatever. And like, that's a very Jinx look. But, at the same time it is. But I also think it works for her. It has this kind of old glamour, like.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, I think Jinx knows. Like, she's not a look queen. She couldn't come out and like. I think she tried to last week's example. She tried to be a bit more fashionable with like the purple like eye.
Yeah.
She was like, it just doesn't work for her. She has to kind of go for this like old glamour style. Yeah. Because she can pull it off, and she does look good in it. It does suit her. And I thought it was cool. Like, it was a cool approach to the Spikes theme. No one else approached it in that way, and it still managed to look like glamorous despite being like porcupine kind of thing. So I thought it was cool. I liked it. I think it's one of, again, I agree, but like for Jinx, it's one of Jinx's better looks in my opinion.
Yeah.
She looked nice. I liked it.
Yeah.
Who next? Was it Monet?
Probably. Let's go for Monet.
Okay, cool. Thoughts, feelings?
I'm just trying to remember what that was again.
Like the mohawk.
Oh yeah, I thought that was really cool. I like that there was a kind of a punk edge on it. Like, even though spikes do make me think punk anyway, like I feel like it was a slightly different take on punk. It had a kind of coolness to it. It was still really fashion.
You're basically describing me.
Yeah, that is you. My little punky high fashion queen.
Yeah, that's me.
For the gods, yes.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I agree with everything. I really liked it. Actually, I didn't really like it. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I liked it. Who next?
Maybe Evie. I think I'm going off for.
I think it could be Evie. I think we might be missing someone, but I think
I think we are.
Evie. Yeah,
I really like this. Just I like the shape of this a lot. Like when they were like always really elevated, I'm like, I mean, it's just apart from the shape, it is mostly just a bodysuit. That was my only
That's
thing.
kind of what I saw. Like as I saw her later on in the runway, I'm like, okay, like it's a bit cooler than I thought, but it still seemed. I don't know, to me, it seemed a bit basic. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she sold the fuck out of it.
I'm just feeling like Evie has such cool looks on her season. Like remember like the jellyfish one. Like, I don't know. She had, like,
that jellyfish
consistently the clown. Like, she had like consistently like amazing looks, and I've been quite underwhelmed comparatively by her looks this season, personally.
Yeah, like I feel like she's kind of gone for like, I'm just having fun with this. I'm not spending too much money on it.
Yeah,
which is like okay and cool and whatever. Like because this almost looks a bit more like she'd been given a DIY challenge and she like took some stuff that she hadn't and did this.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but like I do think like I kind of if she like I kind of can almost imagine like Gottmik the sheer amount of money she spent on that season.
Yes,
and
I think she had friends, as well.
But like I would almost kind of want Evie to have like instead of like that bodysuit to be the background color, it to be like this almost. I almost want it to be like a Black Widow, like really dark, like shiny fabrics with that shape because that'd have been fucking terrifying.
Yes,
and brilliant.
Yeah. But sorry. Yeah, I just read that.
Yaz is the punk queen. Bob is the. I'll take nerdy queen. Dan is the mean queen. I don't think he's mean. And Grant being campy.
I'll take that.
Of the four of the people you mentioned, I think I'm the campy one.
I'll take it. What am I saying? So with Evie, I agree with you to an extent. I think money does play a part of it, but I think as she said at the beginning of the season, like she purposely doesn't want to look polished.
Yeah.
And I think a part of it is that I think she could have made it. To me, it looked a bit incohesive. What's the word?
I don't know.
Uncohesive. I think. Non-cohesions.
That's the one.
Okay, so I think that's what she wants to go for, but for me, I don't know. I don't know. Aquaria just came to mind, for example. Like if like Aquaria didn't look like this, it would just be where it needed to be, in my opinion. I don't know. It's just a shame because I feel like Evie has some really cool like conceptual ideas, and like aspects of that look really did hit, but so many of them didn't hit for me. It just didn't work in the end.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because there's a look in my mind and I can't access the vision of it, but like I know there's something definitely where someone's done a similar kind of shape or something. Maybe
it was. Was it not Bendler Graham?
Yeah, she did the bug. I weirdly think I'm thinking of like not even a Drag Race queen. It's is it Arca?
Obviously, gonna mean nothing to
me. Yeah, I think I'll try and show you afterwards. But like, she did a thing where she had like these big metal things on her hands.
Oh, cool.
Like big metal spikes. It was like a much more like hunched.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like it could have gone somewhere really cool. I would have loved it, but it's just I was underwhelmed. Raja.
Oh yeah, I love this. This is such a glorious fantasy. Like the purple of that little cape was such a delicate purple, and it worked so well with that gold. It was like so well observed, and like it was. I loved it. It was like a little video game character, but then also like that sheeny bit in the middle, which was really metallic, was also basically like a night-dress.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so good on so many levels. Like the more I look at this, the more I adore this.
I like an Elden Ring Dark Soulsy kind of edge to it to me. Yeah. I had like a bit of an ethereal night kind of like. I really liked it. I loved the like little like mace wand thing as well. I thought it was super cool. I'm really like gelling with Raj's fashion this season. Yeah. I'm really enjoying it a lot. I thought it was really great. Also, I really like the look she changed into for the runway as well. Yeah, it's funny that all of them are changing. Like, come on, you're not going to be in the top. Like, why are you changing? I think they just want to show like a little remix on the look, which I'm not mad at.
It's fun because some of them are like, well, I love that Jinx just went for like basic dress to dance in. Like, she's playing this cleverly, whereas like Vivian went for a full-on outfit that would probably win a runway challenge.
Yeah, that was good. That was a cool outfit.
But yeah, they're all good. I wonder if sometimes it's like also they know that the runway that could have been used for is gone. As in, like, because sometimes they prepare multiple runways.
Maybe. What did Shay wear?
Oh, I can't remember. There was somebody who basically didn't really change out of theirs. Like,
no, I mean generally, we haven't talked about Shay's look, have we?
Oh, sorry, no, we haven't yet. Sorry.
What was her look like?
Shay's was that like almost like sea creature.
Oh
kind of thing, like,
with long train. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool.
I see again. I thought there were cool elements to it, but it just didn't quite work for me.
I kind of wanted it to be like grittier or dirtier.
Maybe that. I don't know what it was for me that didn't quite work, but it's not one that's going to like I was thinking of Aquaria now, like that mermaid look was so cool. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like the edge had a tar mermaid. Like I don't know, like
yeah, that was really cool.
right? Like I don't know, it's
I
just
love that look.
we're just used to seeing such amazing like elevated looks now that like I don't know, like if something's like not quite hitting, it's not quite hitting. I don't know.
I still like that Shay went for something a bit different though. That it was like you wouldn't necessarily think like spikes would then lend itself to like this sort of sea slug triton thing. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really fun. Yeah, I'm sure we've missed somebody else as well.
There's one more.
Vivian. We haven't done Vivian.
Oh yeah, good shout.
Which was really cool. That was really cool. It had like a slight club kid edge to it.
Yeah, very club
I
kid.
like the little was that top bit meant to be
Cross,
like
right?
the queen? Like like
crown.
A king, like it's a king like in the chess piece.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose it was. I always thought it was just the cross. I think you're probably right.
Yeah. But so cool.
I thought look was cool. Again, I just don't think it's really for me personally. I don't think the Vivian's really like my ultimate like drag queen for me personally.
Fair.
But I thought it was cool.
Did you see the heels as well? Like
yeah.
it was like a pump, and then the heel didn't go down all the way.
Oh, I don't know if I did see that.
I don't think, at least not that I saw. But basically, it was like almost like if you imagine like the pump in the heel, right? So you got like the pump bit, and instead of the heel fully touching the ground, it was almost like a little sort of silver, like a gold, almost like ornament kind of thing.
Oh, cool! Nice look at it
again. It was a really cool like.
But as I say, so apart from me like it not really being for me 100%, I do think one thing that I like wish the Vivian would do more, which would make me like personally that make me like looks a lot more, would be like a bit more proportionizing. Like she's got a bit of a boxy figure, and like I don't know, like it's just like if it's a bit more shaped out. That's why like, I really threw me off of Shay's Catwoman outfit, for example. What was it, last week or the week before? It's the same thing. Like it was just like a bit more shaped. I think I could have liked it so much more personally, but I know different people like different things. So,
although I think the lack of the sort of not being fully cinched or whatever works for this look for the Vivian.
It's supposed to be harsher, right?
Yeah, and it kind
I get it, but not
like
for me.
The more kind of club kid thing of it just being a bit like androgynous.
Yeah. I hate androgyny. Yeah. No, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just personal tasting, I guess.
Yeah. Have we covered everyone?
No, Trinity.
Oh yes, this was good.
I love this look.
It was really.
I really like this a lot. I'll say what we'd do for Runway. This is what I was thinking. I said Spike's like, I bet it'd be cool to have just like a steak for the heart kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's like what I thought. And I thought like that. Yeah.
Did you know the kind of the ruffles that gave her that like top heavy thing? Did it not remind you the kind of visual that I kept on getting for that in my head, which made me really happy? Is like what's the Studio Ghibli film where there's the woman, like old woman who turns into a bird?
Oh, Spirited Away.
No, or is it Spirited Away? It's like an old woman
with the nose in it. It has to be like the.
Yeah, sorry, it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the kind of image I had. Like this really big, like sort of like big furs, big like really like top heaviness.
In a
really cool way. And I like that because a vampire look could be so like cheesy and costumey, but this felt really strong. And like the steak all the way through was really strong. Like the fangs were kind of like oddly sort of sexy without being like these are fangs.
Yeah. And her makeup, she did quite different makeup for her as well, which I thought worked really well. Really good makeup. It was probably my favorite on the runway this week.
Yeah,
Raja was close for me, but like I really liked Trinity's look this week. Yeah,
I think Vivian's is maybe still up there for me as one of my favorites from the week.
Cool,
but like, and Jada's, I really enjoyed Jada's.
Jada's was really cool as well. Yeah, it was good. It was a good runway generally. Yeah.
What would we have done?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I honestly thought like a steak, like some sort of like steak for the heart thing. I don't know. I think it's a cool. I wouldn't have gone to see for me. I think for Vivian, like again, just personally, like the Vivian's is too literal. I don't like when you get a theme and you just go with like the thing. Yeah. So Vivian's was like spikes. Where it's like, I love how Trinity was like, okay, like a spike through me. I'm like, cool, I like that.
Spike from Buffy. Yeah, no. What
is that what you'd go as?
I feel like I would have tried going really conceptual. I think in some ways Jinx's is probably closer to what I would have probably thought of like, I would have gone for like a spiked animal. Cool. Of some kind.
Yeah, we could have gone as Sonic and Shadow the Hedgehogs.
Yeah. If there was ever like a twins season, or like a duo season, I would love to see like somebody doing like really. Like a really drag Mario and Luigi, a really
drag Peach and Daisy.
Yes. Yeah. Like a really drag, like Sonic and Spikes, and no.
You love Spikes.
Spikes, my favorite character.
Sonic Tail Spikes.
Spikes. And no, Tail, I think you'll find his name is.
Tail.
Sonic.
Sonic and Tail.
I'm sorry, Dead Ink is the name of a book publisher that I just really like the jumper as well. It's really cool. But yeah, I think I would have gone for like a spiked creature of some form. So I think like an echidna or a porcupine in some ways would have been quite cool. I think
that's better.
Maybe I might have gone for like a really spiked plant.
Oh, that'd be quite cool.
Like a road, like a. There's probably more thorns than spikes, but like
cacti.
Oh yeah, a little cactua.
Exactly. Yeah. I said you can't flop too much as a cactus, but they're not known to be floppy. No, I'm sorry, you can't.
But I mean, maybe I could have just done a really shit look, and that could have been my flop.
I think
and like my workroom entrance being like, "You're now entering your flop era."
Yeah, exactly.
And then just be bottom for the entire season.
Yeah, exactly. Ironically, last entire season, but always in the bottom of every week. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Exactly, amazing over it. Confident in her abilities. I'm not sure if that counts as spikes, but if it did, great.
But the huge dildos, yeah.
So yeah, lip sync, I guess.
Yeah. It was alright.
Didn't know the song, didn't like the song. Lip sync was kind of fine. There's not really much I could do with it, so I'm not holding against the Queens. But it wasn't particular. We had such fun lip syncs this season. It kind of sucked. There was one that was.
This would have been a really great time for Old McDonald.
Yeah, it would have been.
Because like Jinx and Vivian would have been so good.
Yeah,
but
then Shay was really good with it before. Was it Shay?
Yes, Shay Monet were really good.
Yeah.
Especially because Jada killed the lip sync last time. I don't know, we've had like 3 pretty good lip syncs.
Yes.
Or like really good.
Yeah.
And then it was a bit like, this is like, okay, they're just sort of going through. I love that Kurt thinks I'd be the fashion queen. I'd be the worst. No, like in a season with if us as a group of friends, I clearly would not be the fashion queen.
Oh, no, you absolutely would.
Yaz would be slaying every. I'd have like great I'd be an Evie. I'd have great concepts, but they've got
execution.
But I wouldn't be able to like do them well.
No, I
said the Dead Ink thing. Sorry, it's the name of a publisher. It's like a book publisher, like a book press.
What was I saying? But all Yaz's best looks are chosen for her. Genuinely, that's the tea.
Ooh,
that's the absolute tea of it all.
Sade.
Yeah.
Who chooses them? Is that you?
Me.
Oh yeah.
Genuinely, like for her birthday, I forced her to buy that outfit she really didn't want to buy. Actually, it's amazing, especially she's ever lived her entire life. And that's what thanks to me. And that's just one of many.
So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be the.
Why are you worried about it now? You know it's not happening.
I know. But I'm getting ready for an all winners. All winners from
Seafoam Soldier wins.
All Seafoam Soldier.
But you wouldn't make a winner season. Of course you would.
I'd have won Miss Congeniality.
I'm just joking.
I'll make the all Congeniality.
Not anymore. You would have when you first joined, but I ruined you being on these streams.
I thought you said rimmed you.
Rimmed. Exactly. That's the only reason I invite you on.
Yeah. So they publish books that are like a little bit kind of quirky girl, quirky.
Very much your energy.
So yeah, it's like an independent press. They publish quite a few books that are a bit dark and a bit quirky and a bit like out there.
Not like the other girls.
Yeah, not like those other girls.
Yeah.
But yeah, so sorry, I'm now really. I you know what? I don't think I'd be very good at a competition like Drag Race. I wouldn't really be good at the fashion, and I think I'd doubt myself too much to be good at the comedy challenges.
I think you would, because I think like I don't know if you'd win, but like the main like all the best queens. I mean, I said what I said, but all the best queens are the likable ones, and you do have the likability factor for idiots. For idiots, I just said for idiots.
I'll take that.
So yeah. So do you have any other thoughts about the episode or the season? Oh, CUNTs.
Oh yes.
Okay. Charisma. Trinity for me with her interactions with Michelle.
Yeah. I think that was really fun.
Thanks, Kurt.
Kurt and me on season 5 of UK. Yeah, you heard it here first. Talk to you right here. Grant wouldn't go first.
Because Kurt's going to bump me off.
Oh right. Yeah.
I'd win lip sync though, so I've got no worries about that. Yeah. I think I want to see a good lip syncer.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely do better than Gothy Kendall, who went home first.
Maybe I wouldn't do better than Gothy Kendall.
I don't know.
Exactly what I mean.
If I asked you to lip sync to new rules, how many times would you count the numbers would you do like?
Even when there was no numbers to mention, I'd still be counting.
It's just like, Grant, like 3. And I was like,
exactly.
great, Grant.
Yeah.
So proud of you.
Yeah.
So yeah, charisma. Yeah, I think. Yes, I agree. I think it would be Trinity.
Okay. Uniqueness.
I want to say Raja.
I was going to say Raja.
For her kind of like point of view.
Yeah.
That was a really interesting way to do spikes.
I thought so. I thought, I was going to choose Raja. I'm happy with Raja. Nerves, I think, is difficult this week. Who are you saying for Nerve?
Maybe Vivian for like holding on so long for like a win and like kind of just like really like
going for it.
Yeah, really going for it with like quite a bold character. Like it was quite a difficult character to pull off.
Oh, I've got mine. Mine's Jeffrey Boyd Chapman.
Yeah,
exactly.
For coming back.
Yeah, coming back. I mean, genuinely, it does take nerve. Like he knows he's not liked by the fan base, and like so good on him for coming back. Genuinely. Talent. Jinx. Yeah, come on, it's got to be Jinx.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, don't be sad about it. She was great.
No, just I was trying to think if I'd left off any really good queens for that.
Everyone's good this
season.
Everyone's
really good. Like, so many other.
Yeah. Kurt's giving suited Bob. Unique is to himself. Nerve to me. As he definitely sent my arse home. And you feel Xmas socks. You wearing Xmas socks today?
Yeah, I was hoping that they weren't that visible.
I didn't notice.
And
Tito's beer.
It's always Christmas.
Is it? No. I wish it wasn't. And cheers for watching the stream as well, because this isn't like a juicy what's the tea this season?
Yeah,
we don't have that much to really say, but it's still fun to hang out and talk about.
Yeah, stuff, so. The only thing will be that we've got a potential twist for next.
We don't even know if we do we?
Well, Bob Monet says something about there being a twist
in the preview.
Yeah, but then it might be a typical Drag Race thing with like this gag at Trondra twist, and the twist is like, oh, I got plunged, and then
I did. I heard that story many times. You always thought it.
It's all the rage in LA right now.
Yeah. Okay. So on that note,
Plungina is my name.
It might be. Okay. It might be getting plunged, but any recommendations for the children?
Oh, what is that? Oh, I read a book recently I really enjoyed called Tiepolo Blue, which I thought was really fun, like very, very gay, very like brooding and like full of like that kind of like hot summer 80s, everything's a bit up in the air vibe. Yeah. Interesting.
Colour me intrigued.
Yeah.
For me, I found I really like called Healy, and he's got a song called Reckless, which I've been obsessed with. And I've learned loads of his songs. So I think he's super cool. I really like him. Also, Avril's 20th anniversary edition of Let Go's come out as well, and it's got all the songs been remastered, re-recording a Breakaway. I know, right?
Because I definitely remember listening to that album when it came out.
This is like a little bit of like personal tea. So my brother was around today for a gaming sesh. And like that's what we did for like years as a teenagers. Like we just play N64, like Snowball Kids and that, and just listen to like Let Go on repeat on the background like all weekend. That's basically like what we did most weekends growing up.
But odd.
Yeah, it's still like My World and Nobody's Fool for me. They're like cute and innocent. Like
just trying to know what they are. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They're not like the most popular ones, but it's like
they're really capture
so quirky. They just really capture that like time for me because they're just like so like cute and innocent. And, like, but when I was a kid, like, oh yeah, like I feel her like she did get fried by fried chicken ass. Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
have you seen that clip of her being like, I like to rock out?
No,
I'm sure. Just so cringy. She's so sort of like, I'm so hard and so cool. Like, it's so funny.
Oh my god, see what Cole just said.
What?
I can't believe that.
He's been watching. Oh gosh, yeah.
We've been doing this for 5 years. Oh my god, 5 years of our lives. Look how far we've all come, eh? Actually, Kurt, you're doing really well. Nice one. And Bob, you're doing well as well.
Fucking wasted.
I know, genuinely. Okay. But good job, everyone. Cheers for joining us. If you're not in the graveyard. Well, hopefully we've got another at least season in you before that, eh?
Yeah.
So cheers for hanging out. We're aiming to do. I say, unless that like is extenuous. What? I can't speak. What's the word?
Genuine.
Extenuous circumstances.
Oh yeah.
Then
extenuating.
Is that what I'm thinking of? Yeah. Then we try and do this every week. If you guys fancy a little post drag race chill.
Yeah.
So cheers for getting involved. And Bobby can wave while I end the stream.
Will do.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
No, a normal wave, please.
Oh.
Like you mean it. There you go. Bye, everyone. Keep going.
Bye. Oh god, this is a lot of effort. Bye. Bye everyone. Bye. Just leaving me to linger there. Fuck you, Grant.